hear that?
Don't worry. This won't hurt a bit.
Your serum has contaminated the donuts and they've come to life.
Hey everybody, welcome back to H&S Collectibles. This is Cody. So movie review time, and I mentioned on the stream that I might review this movie, and Hobbs Horror just kind of jumped up and down requesting that I review it. And I think what I figured out, so I went ahead, I'd said that I'd watched a third of the movie. It's on Amazon Prime. Going ahead and watching the other 2/3 of it was karma biting me right in the ass for suggesting that John over at Project Ellsworth review Hell of the Living Dead for me. It wasn't as bad as I'm going to make it out to be, probably, but the movie I watched was Attack of the Killer Donuts. So I was scrolling through Amazon Prime, I saw Attack of the Killer Donuts, and I thought, what, are you kidding me? Come on. And then I saw the cast, and that's what really got me curious. There is one big name in the cast, not a huge name, but one that I think we're all familiar with. But C. Thomas Howell is in the movie. But just a quick rundown of the movie. 2017, Attack of the Killer Donuts, starring Justin Ray, Kayla Compton, Allison England, C. Thomas Howell. Written by Chris Christopher, Nathan Dalton, and directed by Scott Wheeler. So basically, the story here is weak. It's almost like, when I watched it, the interaction, the stiffness of the acting, the composure of the shots, the way the direction went, I think the Scott Wheeler that directed it was probably heavily influenced by Kevin Smith and Clerks. It just had that feel to it. So, cinematography-wise, Clerks. Acting-wise, it was a little bit stiffer than Killer Clowns, but maybe even a little better in some parts, a little worse in some parts than Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Which is probably where franchises like that should have stopped. I don't think we needed Attack the Killer Donuts, but so the plot of this is so crazy. So we meet Johnny, and Johnny, we don't really know how old he is, in his 20s, maybe early 20s, and he's got a job at a donut shop. He won't mow the yard. He's just kind of a bum living at home. His mom's after him. And apparently there's no father figure in his life. And he goes to work at Dandy Donuts is where he works, and he works with his friend Veronica. And his mom, he works with his friend Michelle. And his mom wants him to go out with Michelle, but he says, no, we're just friends, I'm going out with Veronica. And we meet Veronica, who shows up with another guy, bums money off Johnny. It's obvious that she's not into him. While all this is going on, and we're setting up, this relationship between him and the two girls, what's going on, and establishing the fact that they work at the donut shop, we see his uncle trying to bring a rat back to life in the basement. So his uncle is some kind of a scientist. He has a glow-in-the-dark green, very Reanimator-looking syringe that he injects a rat with, and it brings the rat back to life, makes it bigger than it was before, and very violent, very savage, bites him on the arm, or bites him on the shoulder, rather. But he needs his nephew's tablet, I guess, to make notes. I don't know. They don't really say why he has to have the computer tablet, but he comes to the donut shop to do it, and he ends up struggling with the donut shop owner, who does not want him in there. And in the course of the fight, somehow the syringe of green stuff gets launched out of his pocket and into the deep fryer. And from there, the killer donuts are made. And I think the first person that the Killer Donuts take out is this woman who's been dieting all week, so she's going to celebrate by having a donut. That was an odd scene. She's going to celebrate, have her donut. She does almost a lap dance on the donut box, and then the donuts attack her. And I did have to give it up to him for actually putting a little bit of effort into it. So a lot of the donuts were CGI. They had teeth. They came at you. Very comical looking, and about all the donuts did is bounce up and down on you. They bite you a little bit and then just bounce on you. Just bounce, 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 all over the place, bounce. And it was just such a ridiculous scene. So that's going on, and then finally where, I wanted to see what C. Thomas Howell had to do with this movie. C. Thomas Howell shows up, and he's one of two inept cops who have caught a perpetrator who apparently was peeping in on a sorority house or something, and they stop for donuts because they get free donuts because they're cops. They like free donuts.
Free donuts!
They get some of the killer donuts in a box, take it. I think before they get a chance to actually eat them in the car, the perp eats one first, and he starts belching and farting these green clouds. There's a lot of burping, flatulence, him just crapping all down his leg. That was the nastiest part of the movie. Yeah, so anyway, the insanity ensues from there. The killer donuts bust loose from the donut shop. That's kind of like the main hive for them. Why, I don't know. Why they just stayed in the donut shop. But there's a few dozen out there killing people. And they seem to multiply too. So there's some punks who, they come in the donut shop. They get in a fight with Johnny. And the owner chases them out, and to make it up to him, gives them a free box of a dozen donuts. The dozen donuts attack them. This is the scene where we find out that not only can they bite you, not only do they bounce you to death, they can spit glaze, donut glaze that's acid, and can burn you. A lot of bad acting there. Guys just screaming and falling over while digital donuts attack them. And it just kept on. And yeah, the donut scenes were kind of funny, kind of comical, but it was really just the bad acting that took me away from it. We meet Johnny's friend along the way, who apparently is also sleeping with Johnny's mom. And so that didn't really go anywhere much. But yeah, I just had to throw that in there. So the cops finally catch up with Johnny, Michelle. Veronica gets eaten. I keep saying Veronica because, like I said, this reminded me of Clerks. Veronica was Dante's girlfriend in Clerks. But Johnny, Michelle, his friend, and C. Thomas Howell and the other cop all end up at the donut shop trying to shoot everything up. The uncle shows up with an antidote. If you inject it right into the donuts, they explode, but he does not have enough of the antidote to go around. Finally, they end up just unscrewing a plastic cap off of a plastic pipe that's supposed to be a gas line, and just lighting it with a Bic lighter, and it waits to explode just long enough for them to get out of the donut shop. The cops blow up with it, all the donuts blow up, and then Veronica got eaten along the way, and his friend ends up in the hospital but not dead, and by the end he's with Michelle. The mom's happy that he's with Michelle, and then we get our last little moment that I knew was coming, where like a half-burned, damaged donut got up on the windowsill, and you could see its teeth like it was going to come back for him. So, ridiculous movie. Best thing I can say for it was at least it was a little less than 90 minutes. I think the runtime was 85 minutes. It could have been a lot less. But yeah, just general silliness. And now I don't know if I want to keep torturing myself like this, but Amazon is now suggesting all kinds of movies for me to watch because I watch this, and they are The Killer Pinata. Apparently a malevolent pinata that's mad that his kind are being beaten, starts killing people, and the list goes on. That was just one that I can remember. So anyway, Hobbs, this was for you. John, like I said, this was karma, getting me back for requesting Hell of the Living Dead. But yeah, if you're on Prime and you got some time to kill, at least go and check it out for the horrible effects and the way that C. Thomas Howell overplayed the character. It was kind of funny, I think, what he did. It was just an over-the-top kind of rash cop who just wants to go in and shoot everything and get everybody. So that's all for me for now. That's it for the review. And like and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks.
Let's do this! Do it!